In this video, we're going to be looking at the derivatives of inverse of trig functions, okay? I'm going to show you the quickest way to remember these derivatives. Okay, so you just need to remember the first three. If you know the first three, the other three, it's very easy to know, né? Sharp. So just focus it. So we're going to use the mnemonics. So it's STS, just remember, STS. So f of x, it's arcsine x, f of x, it's arctan x, f of x is arcsec x. So remember STS, né? Sharp. So now let's quickly compute the derivatives. So I know that all of them are going to be all over. They are all fractions. So I put a fraction. I also put a fraction there. Right. Perfect. And then I know that the top is always the same for all of them. Is the derivative of whatever the angle is. So if you have x, the derivative of x will be 1. If you have 2x, the derivative of 2x will be 2. I'll do some few examples just to show how it's going to look. So, but yeah, at the top is the derivative of the angle. The derivative of the angle. And then, now let's do this. Ne? You see this one starts with S and that one starts with S. So S for square root, ne? So which means these ones are going to have square roots. These ones are going to have square roots. And then you can see that, okay, S again for subtract. Ne? So S for square root and subtract. So there'll be a subtraction sign and a subtraction sign. And then inside here, it's 1 minus x squared for sign. Okay. And then for the second is basically because remember, the sec is the opposite or the reciprocal of cos, right? Since it's the opposite, remember sec is the opposite. So you're going to just switch those things. So it's x squared and then 1. I just switched it because it's not a straight one. This one is the reciprocal. Remember, this is the strategy of remembering these derivatives. Okay, sharp. Now let's come with this one. The sec one, you need to remember that it has an absolute value. So it has an absolute value of x. Let me just do this. Go a little bit up. So here there's an absolute value of x. All right. Perfect. Then now let's do the one for tan. The one for tan, if you check the t looks like a plus, right? So the t looks like a plus. It means this must have a plus. And then it's just 1 plus x squared. And then you are done with the first three. Once you are done with the first three, getting the other ones, it's a very easy thing. I'll show you now. So just check the first three letters. So we're going to replace everything with co-function. So now the new f of x here, f of x for the second one will be cos, co-s. So C-O-S, ne? Inverse x, right? And then we're going to try to get the derivative of that. The derivative of this is exactly the same as that, ne? But with a negative on top. Because it's a co-function, we just put a negative. Then finito. For this one, the f of x will be cot, because it's CO, then you take t. So cot x will be, let's see what the derivative will be. It will be the same as this, you just put a negative on top. 1 plus x squared. Right. Then the last one. The last one will be f of x equals to cosec. CO, then sec of x, right? Let's see what the derivative will be. So you can see, you can guess now. The derivative is exactly the same with just a minus. Over absolute value, and then x squared minus 1. And that's finito, ladies and gentlemen. We have written all the 6 inverse derivative of trig functions. We can verify if we are right here. Let's see. We said the derivative of let me just use this color. We said the derivative of this is that. You see? Perfect. The reason why they have 1 here is because the angle is x. The derivative of x is 1. Do you get it? So for example, if I had d sine minus 1, let's say I have x squared now then, and then dx. The answer to this will be this now. The derivative of the angle will be 2x, then all over square root of 1 minus x squared. But my x squared is x squared. So x squared is my x. Then I have a 2 outside. So it's x to the power of 4. I'm sure you can see that, ladies and gents. Right. So I was just showing you how it's going to work, but we are going to make more videos on that. For now, we're just discussing a way to remember your derivatives. So the first one, we are fine. Let's check if we are fine with tan. The reason why we have 1 is because the derivative of x is 1. But remember, in this case, guys, x doesn't just mean x. It means the angle, the derivative of the angle, basically. Right? So it can be anything. It's not always going to be x. But you can see that this is exactly the same as that. Let's check cos. Cos is basically the same as this one, but there's a negative, you can see. Tan is exactly the same as cot, but there's a negative, as we did. Sec is the same as cosec, but there's a negative. And then that's finito, ladies and gentlemen. If you found the video helpful, please comment, like, and set on the notification bell for more fire content like this. Thank you very much for your time and energy. Keep on pushing. It will make sense one day. Aluta continua. Tango.